This is my new hardtail, the all-new 2021 Salsa Timberjack XT 27.5 Plus. A spicier salsa, as I've heard some other reviews say. But unlike other salsas, this one doesn't give me diarrhea. Since I just got this bike not too long ago and it won't stop raining in Texas currently, today we're just going to do a first look and overview of the Timberjack, with a review to come later in the future. The Timberjack is completely redesigned for the 2021 model year, and this bike is pretty much everything I was looking for in terms of geometry and versatility. The previous Timberjack was a nice bike, but it never really appealed to me, as it seemed like it was more catered to bike packing rather than aggressive trail riding. This new version, however, adds that modern, long, low, slack, playful geometry, but it hasn't forgotten the billions of mounting points. This XT model is priced at $2,100, and it is offered in both a 29-inch version and this 27.5-inch version. I already have 29-inch wheels on my Nuke Proof, so I went with the 27.5-inch version so I could swap wheels and experiment there. Plus, I absolutely love this color scheme. And this specific bike isn't the only thing that's versatile. The entire lineup has a ton of different options, and we'll cover those really quickly. There's a less expensive SLX model priced at $1,800, a more expensive GX model for $2,500, a single-speed model for $1,700, and even a frame-only option at $600. That is a ton of options, and there's literally a Timberjack for everyone. Let's go ahead and talk about the specs on this bike. Every model of the Timberjack comes with a 130mm travel fork, but this particular model uses the RockShox 35 Gold RL, and this pleases me. My biggest complaint with my last hardtail was that it used the RockShox Recon with 32mm stanchions. The 35 Gold, if you couldn't tell, has 35mm stanchions with aluminum instead of steel uppers, and it uses the Debonair air spring rather than the Solo air spring. A very big upgrade over the Recon in my opinion. The drivetrain is mostly Shimano XT. The shifter and derailleur are, but the cassette and chain are SLX. You're a very sneaky salsa. I'm kidding, a lot of companies do that. The crankset is Shimano MT510 with 175mm cranks, which I've paired with Issy Trail 3 pedals in this fun teal color. Wheels are Shimano MT400 hubs laced to WTB STI 40 rims with a Maxxis Minion DHF up front and a Recon Plus out back. Both are 27.5 by 2.8 inches. These tires are great, but they're a bit more aggressive than what I need them for, so they're currently listed for sale on Facebook Marketplace. The handlebars are the Race Face Chester with a 35mm rise and 780mm width, paired to a Salsa Guide stem that is 50mm long. I've already replaced the stock grips with these super comfortable Deity Super Cush grips, yet again, a fun teal color. It really matches the accents of the bike. Salem likes it. The dropper post is a Trans X with adjustable travel from 140 to 170mm. As you can see, even at 170mm, the post still sticks out quite a bit, but it's fine. Another thing for you eagle-eyed viewers is the seat post collar. It appears to be backwards, but apparently it's not. I looked at all the pictures on Salsa's websites, and yes, they come with the seat post collar facing that way. I don't know the benefit of it facing that way, but I actually think it's kind of cool. A little bit of character. And I saved the worst for last. The biggest component letdown on this bike are the brakes. They are the Shimano MT501s with a 180mm rotor up front and a 160mm rotor out back. These brakes function the way they're supposed to, but even after my 2 simple rides, I can tell that they don't offer a lot of stopping power. I'm noticing this more and more, that bikes are being spec'd with worse and worse brakes, which I don't love. I'd be a lot happier if this bike came with a Dior drivetrain and better brakes. I don't really care about the added benefits of an XT derailleur over an SLX or a Dior, but I do care about being able to stop. I've already upgraded the rotors to a 203 up front and a 180 out back, and the rotors I got accept both resin or metallic pads, while the stock rotors only accepted resin pads. One other upgrade I've already done to this bike is putting Cush Core in both tires. Why those expensive upgrades when I talk about how cheap I am normally? I'll tell you. I ordered this bike online through treefortbikes.com, and they gave me 10% cash back to use at their store on the purchase of this bike, so I had $210 extra to use at their shop. That's a pretty cool offer. As mentioned earlier, the frame's geometry has been completely overhauled for 2021. Here is a side-by-side of the geometry charts for 2020 and 2021, and I'll be referencing the size large because that is what I ride, but the reach has increased by 21 millimeters, the seat tube angle has steepened by 2 degrees, and the head tube angle slackened by 1.2 degrees. The head tube angle listed on their website is based off the fork at 25% sag, but unsagged, it is a 65-degree head tube angle, which is excellent. If you want to compare the charts more than that, you can go ahead and pause the video and do that, but the 3 figures we did look at are absolutely perfect for me. One of my favorite features about this bike, though, is the Alternator 2.0 dropouts. That allows you to change your chainstay length. That is cool. They make 2 versions of their dropout plate, an adjustable version and the fixed version, which this bike has, meaning you can only utilize 2 fixed chainstay length options. I'm fine with that because I probably wouldn't experiment with like 5mm increments anyways, but what I'm really stoked about is in the short setting, which it is right now, the chainstay is only 420mm. I really like bikes with short chainstays, and this is one of the shortest on the market right now. Other nice frame features are threaded bottom bracket, chainstay protection, down tube protection, 3 water bottle mounts, seat tube mounts, top tube mounts, and down tube mounts. If I ever decide to go bike packing, this bike has me covered. The only downside is there's no ISCG tabs, so you can't run a bash guard on this, but I do love the fact that there's no cables routed underneath the bottom bracket. I think the bike just looks super clean with no cables sticking out of the bottom. The frame can clear 27.5 by 2.8 inch tires or 29 by 2.6 inch tires. And I don't want to forget to mention the bike weight. I weighed it when I first got it before upgrades, so when this bike was tubeless with no pedals, it weighed 31.74 pounds. I weighed it the other day with my upgrades and the pedals on there and it weighed 34 point something. It'll pop up on the screen. I'm really impressed with this new Timberjack and I look forward to actually riding it soon. On paper, all the numbers are fairly similar to the San Quentin, which I really loved that bike, but this just has better components and more versatility because I can run either wheel size.
Wait, didn't you just buy the San Quentin?
Yes I did. I was in the market for a new hardtail before I bought the San Quentin, and as you know, it's pretty impossible to find anything in stock. I posted a poll on my community tab of my top 4 picks, and this one was number 3 to you, the viewers, but it was near number 1 to me. With none of those bikes in stock, I just went ahead and bought the San Quentin to ride in the meantime, and then like 2 weeks after buying the San Quentin, this thing popped up in stock. I have no self-control when buying bikes, so now I have 2 new hardtails. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this overview, or at the very least, found it educational. Let me know down in the comments what you think of my new Timberjack. Did I purchase the right bike? I think so, but let me know. Thank you everyone for your time, I do appreciate it, and until the next one, stay rowdy within reason. He wants to be on camera with his father. My son! Welcome to the internet. You're upset, aren't you?